In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw a 30 millimeter by 30 millimeter by 30 millimeter cube. So you can see it's 30 by 30 by 30, and you can see that our units are in mmgs, so that's something we'll have to change down here. So we'll go File and start a new part. First thing we need to do is we need to change it from inches, pounds, and seconds down here to mmgs. And that'll allow us to draw in millimeters. Next we'll do Extrude Boss Base. We'll select the front plane. We'll grab a center rectangle, drag it out, Smart Dimension, 30 by 30. After that, we'll hit the blue arrow. You'll see the default extrude thickness when you draw in millimeters is 10 millimeters. We'll just change this to 30. Enter, enter. Now let's just suppose you had multiple drawings that were created out of a 30 by 30 by 30 millimeter cube, like in Worksheet 1. Well, you have 4 shapes that you need to draw for Worksheet 1. Worksheet 1, all the shapes are based on a 30 by 30 by 30 cube. Probably the easiest way to draw those if you just start with a 30 by 30 by 30 cube, and then you go up to File, Save As, loading, 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 loading. And you can just save this to your desktop for now. And you can just name it WS 1.1. And that'll be your first drawing for Worksheet 1. Loading, 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 loading. Loading. Okay, so now you'll see the name up here is Worksheet 1.1. Well, Worksheet 1.2 is also going to start from the same thing, so we can save ourselves some time if we also save this as Worksheet 1.2. Now you'll see Worksheet 1.1 is here. We're going to make another file that's exactly the same, it just has a different name. That'll be Worksheet 1.2. Worksheet 1.3 is also a 30 by 30 by 30 cube. So we'll go to File, Save As, change the name to Worksheet 1.3, and you'll notice Worksheet 1.1 is still here, Worksheet 1.2 is still here, and we'll hit Save. And then we'll go to File, Save As, and you'll notice every time I change the name, every time I make a new file, that name changes up here. You'll see I still have Worksheet 1.2, Worksheet 1.3, all Worksheet 1.1. Our last drawing for Worksheet 1 is Worksheet 1.4. So we'll save that one. Alright, so now we have 4 separate files that are exactly the same. They all have a 30 by 30 by 30 millimeter cube. And they are all labeled. So we have 4 separate files saved to our desktop. Drag those over here so that you guys can see those. Loading, sorry. So here is Worksheet 1.1, Worksheet 1.2, here's the part for Worksheet 1.3, and here's the part for Worksheet 1.4. Okay. Now, what you can do with these is when you want to do Worksheet 1.1, you just simply open Worksheet 1.1 because as you noticed, Worksheet 1.4 is up. So don't get confused and draw Worksheet 1.1 and Worksheet 1.4. So what you'll have to do is just open Worksheet 1.1 by double clicking on it. You'll see it now says Worksheet 1.1 up here. You can edit it, and then when you're done with that, you can hit Save. So let's just do this one together. So Worksheet 1.1, it looks like a stair with a angle cut out of it, so we'll just change to our right view. actually, we could have done it from the front view. There's a lot of different ways to draw this. We'll do a extrude cut. It wants to know what plane or a planar face or an edge on which the feature cross section. So I'm going to click on this face. This is our planar face that we're going to draw on. I'm going to then draw a corner rectangle tool. So this is a little bit different. Instead of using a center rectangle tool, I know we usually use corner rectangle tools. I'm going to click on the upper left hand corner. Okay. Now you don't need to change this view. I'm just going to do this so you guys can see where I'm drawing. Okay, you can see I'm drawing a square here. Change back to my right view. I'm going to smart dimension. I'm going to set that to 15. I'm going to set this to 15. And I am going to approve the sketch. And then change the angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to extrude cut this through all, and I'm going to hit the green check mark. Okay, now I'm part of the way done with worksheet 1.1. Next, we have to do the angle cut here, so we'll use the line tool. So I'll change to my front view. So I'm looking at it from the front. I'm going to do an extrude cut. I'm going to click on this surface. Okay, because it wants to know a plane or a planar face on which to sketch the feature cross section. So I'm going to click here because that's the face that we draw our angle on. Select the line tool. With this line tool, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click here. I'm going to go ahead and click here, which this will be the midpoint of this top edge. Click here and click here. Okay. You need to make sure that you always have a closed sketch if you're trying to extrude cut something. If you only had one single line here, it may automatically close it for you, or you might run into an issue where it thinks you're trying to do a thin extrude cut. Always just make sure you have a closed shape. Also, these lines, if I would have drawn these lines up this way and out here and then out here and then down here, if I didn't draw a perfect triangle, if I had a line here but I just happened to draw lines here and one here and one here and one here and then connected it back to there and didn't draw these two lines, it would still work because it's just extrude cutting everything to the right of this line. So I'm going to hit the purple arrow. Okay, and just so you guys can see what I'm doing, I'm going to change my view here. I'm going to cut through all, green check mark. Now that shape is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go up here and I'm going to hit the save disk, or you can hit Control S. And now worksheet 1 is done. Alright, so now you can see that the thumbnail for worksheet 1 has updated to the new image. Now you can do worksheet 2. Okay, worksheet 2 is a little bit different of a drawing, different part. So you may want to tackle this from drawing on the top view at first, and using the line tool to draw out the part you need to remove, and then you would just simply save it, and then the thumbnail would update here. Now once you have all of worksheet 1 and 1.2 done, you're going to open up your Google Drive, you're going to open up the multi-view drawing worksheet folder, you're going to open up worksheet 1, you're just going to simply highlight all of these and you're going to drag and drop them into your Google Drive. If you don't finish these today, what you'll do tomorrow is right click on worksheet 1 folder, click the download button, and then you'll have to get the folder out of the downloads, drag that folder to the desktop, and then open it up from the desktop. That's the easiest way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my drive, find your folder, it'll probably be in your shared drives, then oh, looks like I didn't make my multi-view drawing worksheet folder. Oh, that shouldn't be in my chapter 1 or 2 either. My bad. Should go in right in here. Oh, I did make my multi-view drawing worksheet folder. Okay, and here's my orthographic worksheet 1. Going to highlight all of them, drag them, and drop them into worksheet 1. Orthographic worksheet 1. You'll see that they'll upload here. Now you'll see all of my drawings are uploaded here. If you try to double click on it, there's no preview available. You can't open these drawings in Google. Google doesn't support SolidWorks. So what you do tomorrow, hopefully, you don't need these anymore. Once they're saved to your Google Drive, you can drop them in the recycling bin. Okay, it won't let me delete them because they're open right now, but that's fine. So I'm going to go to my multi-view drawing worksheet. So say you didn't finish, you would save those to your multi-view drawing worksheet, orthographic projection worksheet 1. The next day you'd come in, you'd right click on ortho worksheet 1, you'd go to download. It'll start zipping the one file, and hopefully your guys' computers run faster than mine. Okay, now you'll see that the one file is zipped. So what you'll do is you'll go to the folder in the lower left hand corner of your screen. You'll go to downloads. You will find that zipped folder. Okay, well, my computer isn't working anymore. Let's see. We'll just close that. Go to Google Drive. Go back to my folder. Oops. Yeah, that was the right one. Multi-view drawing worksheets. Okay, ortho worksheet 1. This is the one that I want to download. Okay, so I'm just going to right click on it. I'm going to hit download. Generally never takes this long, but my computer is definitely on its last legs and is about to die, like permanently. So alright, one file zipped there. Okay, so there it is right there. If it pops up down here, perfect. You don't have to worry about going to your folder over there. You can just click here and go show in folder. The same window will pop up that I had before. Double click on this. Now you'll notice it gives you the date that you downloaded the folder. This is the folder that has all of your drawings in it. What you're going to do is you're going to grab this folder and you're going to drag it and drop it onto your desktop. And I'm closing out of my drawings over on my other screen that you guys can't see. Now I'm going to delete these so you guys can see what's going to happen here. So now I have Ortho Worksheet 1 saved on my desktop. I can open that up, and then here is all of my stuff. Okay, so now I just opened Worksheet 1.2 because I didn't finish it the day before. Then I can work on it. So let's just say you're going to draw here for Worksheet 1.2, and this is not the shape for Worksheet 1.2. This is not the actual thing you're drawing. I'm just drawing it as an example. There we go. Now if I hit save, it will save automatically to this folder that you have here on your desktop. Alright, so you guys can see that right there. There's the one I just made. Now what you'll do when you're done at the end of class is you'll take this entire folder. You'll go to your multi-view drawing worksheet folder. You'll drag the Ortho Worksheet 1 into the folder. Do not drop the Ortho Worksheet 1 onto the folder itself. You'll drag it and drop it here. So it says it matches an existing item in this folder. Update the existing item and any additional matches with your uploads. Update existing. And that's how you do it. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to show you how to do it because my computer is really struggling right now. But then it would update your folder here, and you would be able to then download that folder again, and all of your drawings would be in there updated the way they should be.